Okay, we are in the middle of a week talking about dating through the lens of the gospel. This is as much wise principles coming out of the Bible and just good advice from, listen, I've been a dad for a long time. I've been a youth pastor for about 25 years now. I've seen a lot of relationships. I've seen a lot of relationships that end in marriage, actually. I've had the joy of doing a lot of weddings of people coming out of our youth group, coming out of our college groups. Sadly, I've seen a good number of divorces. And also pre-wedding and divorce, I've seen everything from healthy relationships to complete disasters. What I want to do is help you be equipped for healthy dating relationships when it's time, when you are, I would say, older and you have a little more handle of yourself. And these questions I'm going to give you today are going to help you with that. Again, in case you're just picking up in the middle of this podcast, if you're elementary, middle school, early high school, I really think dating is probably a complete waste of time for you. And by probably, I mean it is. Even older high school, and even in your college and young adult years, if you don't have some of these questions that I'm going to give you worked out, I think you might be wasting your time and setting yourself up for a train wreck. Remember Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. You want to guard your heart, and these questions will help you with that. And then, so whether you eat, drink, whatever you do it all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. We want, as we begin to connect in deeper, more committed relationships, to be able to do that to the glory of God. So here are minimum questions to know about yourself before dating. So this is a little bit longer list. I'm going to go through them quickly. If you want a copy of this, here's the best way to do it. If you got a phone, text the word THINGS, THINGS, to 66866. That's THINGS to 66866. I do a weekly newsletter that's generally more for moms and dads, but that will get you on my email list. And then you can just reach out to me and say, hey, Jay, can you send me a copy of these questions? Because I've got them in a cute little bookmark. You can pin it to your steering wheel or something. But anyway, here's some questions that I think are really important for you to answer. And I can't spend a lot of time on any one of them, but they're really convicting. And so the other thing is, if you're in a dating relationship, these might be good questions to ask to know whether you need to stay in it or you need to break up. First, where is my security? Where is my security? Is my security in this person? Is my security in how they treat me, how they take care of me, like how much they want to spend time with me? This is a dating relationship, remember, or a potential one. Where's my security? And if your security is not in the Lord, if it's in getting validation and worth from other people, and you live on the jet fuel of everybody telling you how awesome you are, or this one person telling you how awesome you are, that's a shaky foundation. You don't want to walk and live like that. So where's my security? Next is, what are my goals in life? I think that's a really important question to ask yourself. What are your goals in life? Because before you would get into a committed relationship with somebody, you kind of need to know what direction you're going. Because what if this person is going in the complete opposite direction? Is the direction they're going in one that you want to do with your life, or you're willing to disrupt and change your entire life to do? So what are your goals in life? You really need to have those set before you start bringing another person into those. What are the things that I really value in life? This is like your goals, but not even completely your goals. Do you really value your family? Do you really value your faith? Do you value specific relationships that you have? And you need to know what those are, because if you start trying to connect with somebody and they're asking you to sacrifice the things that you really value in life, you need to know what those are ahead of time, because I've seen a lot of people get manipulated and give up on things and then regret it. Next question. How does my life show that Jesus is king? Not just is Jesus king in my life, but how does my life show that Jesus is king? I think that's a really important question for you to analyze and be able to honestly answer. If your life doesn't show that Jesus is king, I can promise you that dating somebody is not going to make it easier for you to follow Jesus as king, unless you're dating somebody that is just rabidly, passionately in love with the Lord and running full speed towards the Lord. But if they are, and you don't show that your life is that Jesus is king in your life, I'm not sure they're going to be interested in you. So show and live that Jesus is king of your life? Really important question. How do I treat people that I have nothing to gain from? How do I think this is like such a powerful question. How do I treat people that I have nothing to gain from? Because when we start connecting with somebody else, we often will put on our best version of ourselves because we're trying to gain their affection. We're trying to gain their attention. The real version of who you are is how are you with people who you have nothing to gain from. So whether they be special needs people, whether they be people who just don't have the status or the money or the whatever to bump you up, are you kind to them? Do you value them as people made in the image of God? Because that's who you really are. And I think you need to work on that before putting on some kind of false front for somebody else. Next question. What level of ownership am I comfortable with somebody having over me? You need to really answer that before you get into a committed relationship. Because when people start dating, they start feeling like they own one another's time, they own one another's attention, they own permission for other people's relationships. And that's not actually true in a dating relationship, but people act like that. They run around with these little pseudo marriages and they get themselves in a lot of trouble. So you need to ask yourself, how much do I want and what level of ownership am I comfortable with somebody having over me? And I hope it's not very much at all until you're ready to get married. And now, with me and my wife, her time is my time is her time, everything I have is hers, and vice versa. So like a marriage relationship is a joint, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. A dating relationship, not so much. Which then asks the question, how far away am I from actually getting married? If it's a long time, I don't know that it's worth spending your time dating right now. So you have to answer that. How far away am I from actually getting married? Next question, how am I at self-control? If you don't show evidence of self-control in your life now, it's not going to get easier in a dating relationship. If you lack self-control with pornography, with addictions, with your body, with what you watch, what you talk about, get it under control. Get it majorly under control before you add another tempting influence in your life. And then last question for today, who do I have in life that is free to speak truth to me? Do you have friends in life? Do you have advisors? Do you have counselors? Do you have mentors that if they see that you're doing something foolish, that you've given them the freedom and they have the courage to speak truth into your life? If you don't have those people, I would recommend not getting in a dating relationship until you have them, because we can often see something about somebody else that we can't see ourselves. And so I want to be surrounded by people that can see and help warn me from danger. Okay, this is a longer than normal podcast, but I think those are great questions. I'll leave you to them. If you want to get a copy of them, text the word things at 66866. And when you get my email, ask me and I'll be happy to send it to you.